It's important that you preserve your wealth, and that's the only way you're going to do it.
Yeah, well, this idea of gold going down, I mean, who cares? Because if you didn't sell your gold, then you didn't lose anything. I mean, you're just in for the long haul anyway.
That's right. And another thing, it gives you an opportunity if, a few kopecks or shekels or pounds come in the door, you can, call Midas and say, hey, I want some of those sovereigns or roosters or marks or francs and so on and so forth. And that's what you should be doing. Well, I mean, I incrementally buy every 2 to 4 weeks.
It's interesting.
I don't care what the price is. It doesn't make any difference to me. It's better than having anything else.
That's right. That's exactly right. And people say, well, I don't have any money. Well, maybe they got a bonus for Christmas, or maybe they got whatever. They got some money for Christmas. Turn it around and put it into something that is going to probably double over a period of time and is going to benefit you, rather than spending it on a great big TV that all you're going to do is just soak up your time and your energy. We're going to be back with Bob Chapman. He makes way too much sense, ladies and gentlemen, after this 3-minute break. Stay tuned to the Power Hour. We'll take your phone calls, 800-259-9231. Back in 3. Stay tuned. Failed to ask Bob Chapman if he could stay with us through this next segment because he's been doing so many radio shows. I don't know if he's going to have the time to stay with us. Bob, are you okay for a few more minutes?
Yeah, because we're cutting another program.
I had a feeling. All of a sudden, everybody wants to hear what you have to say.
Well, let's give it 3 minutes.
All right, let's go. Ralph in Connecticut, go ahead. You're on the air, please.
Hello, Bob.
Hi.
I got a question for you. Well, first a statement. In Connecticut, they made it easier for the towns to foreclose on people by through legal ramifications that you only need to be 3 years in arrears on your property tax, and the town has the right to foreclose. I imagine they probably did that in other states, too. That was done not too long ago. And the other thing I have a question for you is it possible for the Federal Housing Administration, to buy back their houses that they have the loan guarantees on, to take them out of the grand list for the various towns? Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much, Ralph, for the phone call. Bob, your response.
Yes, the FHA can do that, and so can Ginnie and Fannie and Freddie. And I think eventually they're going to do that, and they're going to say, gee, we have to do that. And the reason why is they want to own 40 to 50% of all the housing, and eventually all of it, because they want to be able to dictate where people are going to live, et cetera, et cetera.
All right.
And I wrote about that 6.5 years ago.
You are ahead of your time, way ahead. Thank you very much, Ralph, for the phone call. Rhonda in Missouri, you're on with Bob Chapman. Go ahead, please.
Good morning.
Good morning.
But it's all been done on fraud. Fraud negates everything. Joyce, who's the United States Treasurer?
Geithner.
No, he's the United States Secretary of the Treasury.
Okay, and the answer is?
Well, if you pull out a Federal Reserve note and look on the right side under the black seal, which usually means assets, and we know the public's a mirror image, usually the assets are on the right. You figure your credit's on the right in the real world and your liability's on the left. On a Federal Reserve note, Geithner or Snow or Paulson, the public secretary, is on the right because it's a mirror image of the real world, and on the left is Ana Esposito Cabral, and signed as U.S. Treasurer under a black seal, which usually means assets. So
wow,
if you hold
this is a whole lot to get into. I wish we had more time on this. I wish, Bob, do you have a response to make on this?
No, and I'm unprepared for it, and you're right, we don't have time for it.
Oh, man, I wish we had more time. Rhonda, call back when we've got open lines because I want to hear more about this. Unfortunately, we don't have the chance to do it right now. Let's go to, that is so good, such good information. Let's go to Dave in Texas. Dave, you're on with Bob Chapman. Go ahead, please.
First of all, I'd like to say Happy New Year to you, Joyce, to Ted at the network, and to Bob. My question very quickly for Bob is, how does he see this year shaping out? Does he really see there's going to be a recovery the way the media people are saying? I'm skeptical. I pretty much agree with Bob on most things, and with you. I think that we're fall back into the recession myself. I think we really entered a depression a year or so back in 2008, and I don't think that we've really recovered. I think we've had what I call a theoric or a fake recovery, and we don't really have recovery from a depression. Does he think we're still in a depression, or at least a severe recession that we're probably not easily going to come out of? I wish we would, but I fear we won't. Or does he really think a recovery is underway?
All right, Bob, thank you.
A recovery is not underway. Yes, we are in depression, and we have been since last February. And the economy will deteriorate during this year unless there's a stimulus package, which they desperately need, and they probably will get one. And that will probably elongate things and run them sideways for the rest of the year. And then next year we'll be up against the same problem.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much for the phone call. Let's go to Alex in Tennessee. Final caller. Go ahead. You're on with Bob Chapman.
Hi. I've got a question for Bob. I want to hear what he has to say about what the price of crude oil is going to be over the next year, and also how that relates to the oil stocks. Second question, what about the financials? Bank of America got very, very low, and now it's come back exponentially. What does he see the financials doing this year, and particularly Bank of America? And I'm going to hang up for the answer. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much. Bob?
The financials, their earnings are going to be mediocre to poor. And so I would be short banking stocks, which we are, as recommendations. The first part of the question was oil.
Yeah,
that's it.
What's going to happen?
Let's say nothing happens in the Middle East. It'll probably trade in the, we'll say, 65 to 90 area, somewhere in there. If we have trouble in the Middle East, it'll go crazy, and I'm expecting trouble this year in the Middle East. What time and in what exact format, I don't know, but oil, I think, will maintain or go higher. But if the stock market goes down because of these events, the oil and gas share prices will either stay the same or go down. Because when the market goes down, the oils and gases usually go down with it.
Okay. Well, looks as though we're going to have a challenging year ahead of us. I think people need to get their families taken care of right now, whatever it is that you need. I don't care if it's batteries. You know, it's important that we have the items that we need to sustain ourselves. Toilet paper, paper towels. I don't care if you want to barter with alcohol or cigarettes, whatever it is that you want to do. Now is the time to do it, is all I can say. And I thank you very much, Bob Chapman, for joining us again. TheInternationalForecaster.com. He's been predicting these things as far back as what? How many years have you been predicting what was going to happen, Bob?
20 years.
20 years of success. Call 877-479-8178 to get a complimentary newsletter, 877-479-8178, theinternationalforecaster.com. One last question. Would you invest in any stocks right now in the NASDAQ or in the Dow?
No, with the exception of gold and silver shares. And we have recommendations for anybody who wants them.
Okay, and how do they contact you?
Go to the site, request your free copy, and ask a question. We have an email address, Bob, B-O-B, at INTFORECASTER.com. Bob at intforecaster.com.
All right. Thank you so much. You have a blessed year and a big, big special year to you, because I know you're going to be joining us every other Monday probably until all of this irons out and gets better. Thank you so much, Bob Chapman, for joining us in the Power Hour today.
Well, thank you, too, and thank you all for listening.
You bet. And his information is the best, listeners.